Rod. Shame on you. To be fair, you missed the cracker. You missed the cracker this morning. My strap is still soaking wet from this morning. Yuck. So we're trying the new meetup view today for the group ride. We've not tried it before. Nothing riding, you can still keep riding. It'll ask you like whether or not you want to stop the ride, I think, but yeah, I'm well, Ali. Thanks. Thanks for making the later time, by the way. Wasn't meant to happen, but turned out that way. No worries, Sam, no worries at all. We'll soon see if they have fixed the elastic band. This is does say grouping enabled. It does say you'll stick together, but we'll soon see. We also have the group mode or meetup mode enabled, whatever that is. So apparently we won't be able to see anybody else apart from ourselves, which I guess should make the game run a bit smoother when it kind of takes everybody else out of it. So it might actually work, given that there's less of us here now. Hey Ryan. Oh, nice one. What bike? Charlie's listening to Stephen Fry narrating the Harry Potter books. That's what she's listening to in the background. So you won't be able to hear her in a minute when I start pedaling, but so what's oh sorry Tom. What's this update with Zwift and the Tour de France then? Okay, we're away. Some of us are. Some of us are still sat on the side. It was weird having the world to ourselves. Yeah, pretty cool having the whole coast to ourselves. I'm not quite sure what's happening with our speed though. 19k an hour is pretty unrealistic. Oh, it's slowly gathering speed. This is good, we're in a nice little bunch. Looks like Theo's missed the start. Ryan's catching back up. Or maybe 4 seconds back. Now we're up to speed. Eric Min's giving us another ride on. Well done guys. There's about 25 of us, 26 of us I think. I think we're doing the full loop as well, so we're going to have some fun time coming up the climbs later on, if we get there. Which, judging by the speed we're doing now, we probably will. I know Hannah. The boy explained, no worry. Oh yeah, the Box Hill ascent. Yeah, the band looks to be working now, to be fair. Really nice to have the world to ourselves, actually. Anyone not done this course? There's an email list. So you drop an email to Lavrat Coaching at yahoo.com and I'll add you to the list, and then basically you can you usually get notified a couple of days in advance, 3 or 4 days in advance, that the ride's going ahead, and then I will set up the ride. But as long as you follow me on Zwift and have mode at the end of your name, then I'll just search for that and I'll just invite you regardless, even if you can make it or not. It's because you didn't start riding, Michael. I think you were doing like 0 watts per kilo. Whoa, look at that. People taking off from this group. They're pulling us up one by one, like. Whoa! That's brilliant. Oh, that's a good question, Simon. I do. No pressure, obviously. Oh no, it dropped out. I do really like the idea of the elastic band. Just because we can all ride at different powers. Do I think racing will begin? I mean, I'd like to think that we'll have some kind of racing. Personally, I'm not too bothered whether it's time trials, hill climbs, road races, cyclocross, any kind of racing. Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome, kit. It has been, I've had plenty of messages from people saying that this is something quirky and different, and obviously live streaming every day is not something you really see. So I'm happy to do that. Oh, now we're rolling. Yeah, you'd think TTs would be fine. Cheers, Brad. Cheers, Brad. It's actually it's worked out quite nice now, because this ride allows me to have an excuse to just spin my legs and recover a bit. Yeah, you can send it there, Lord. Or lab rat coaching, doesn't really make a difference. The email always comes from one of our coaching though, so. Oh, why have we stopped? That's weird. So we've hit a brick wall. Oh, we're gonna get absolute. Look at that! They're pulling them one by one. They're getting sucked across. It's like a vacuum. There we go, 40k an hour. There's one guy, look, Michael. You're a minute and 4 seconds back. I don't know how come. How Ryan isn't coming back on. Ryan's doing 5.5 watts per kilo. Yeah, that's true, isn't it? Handicap races actually really fun. I enjoy them. Oh, we're doing 30k an hour average so far, which is about right for this kind of wattage on a flat road. Come on, Michael. You are actually slowly. You are actually eating into our gap. Look, it's 50 seconds. 49, 48, 47. Oh, he's coming back. Actually, I haven't got the fan on for this. We're going full on humidity in here for an hour. Yeah, that's right. Make sure you sweep up Ryan on the way past. I've hit the front now. I've hit the front. 3 watts per kilo. I'm stringing them out. We'll probably get 1.5 laps in, won't we? Maybe a little bit less. Depends what happens on those hills. We've got downhill coming up. Michael's putting in a big burst to come back on there. He's almost under 30 seconds. Has he got Ryan on his wheel now? Looks like it. Yeah, 38 seconds. 35, they're coming back on. Yeah, it does look slower, doesn't it, DJ? Although, saying that, we're doing 38k an hour. It is -1 gradient. But it's definitely keeping us. It's keeping the group very tight. evening squat. What calf? The cafe is probably going to be on the high street. Who's trying to get on here? That little green blob back there. What if I ease up? Oh, that's weird, isn't it? If I ease up, a bunch of riders come with me and then they get strung. Oh, it's Ryan. Ryan's got there. There you go, I'm slowing slightly, so Michael's coming back. He's only 10 seconds off the back. It should work, 8 seconds. And I think that's everybody then, is it? Although the band wants to, oh, the band wants to pull me. And then it stops me. There we go, look. Michael's just coming back on. That's all of us. Ryan's cut out. There we go. Sit in now, Mike. You've done your job. Oh, the leaderboard still comes up, look. It's a strange feature. Just as you said that, Ryan, you're going out the back again. Yeah, H2O for Michael. So this will be interesting when we start the descent now. So it looks like we're all together. Ryan's back on. So we're all together now. So I wonder what's going to happen on this descent. Push on a bit. See if which session should you kill yourself first? Good question. It depends. I mean, the FTP test. The 4DP thing where you do a 1 minute max effort, 5 minute max effort, 20 minute. You've got a good choice. I mean, there's plenty of we'll get up to 50k an hour now. We are getting slightly dropped. See what happens if I It's getting warm in here, Mike. Good Jack putting out 6 watts per kilo. See, the descent has broken us up, which is strange. strange. Oh, oh, somebody's running into the barrier. Oh, I'm doing 47, 46, 47, 46, 47, 46 k an hour. We're all gonna get. Oh, look at this. It's flying along. Just about gonna get back on there. Oh no. Wow. Does that mean then you have to pedal the whole time for the band to work? Michael, don't kill yourself. We'll get pulled back. There's a little group here just behind you. Don't worry about it. It's actually quite nice that we've got almost two natural groups. When the band breaks, we've got two natural groups. Look at this, it's like the Avengers coming up. To be fair, on events like this, on a flat course we could probably get away with it. We'll use this course again and see. So that'll be a good test to see what happens. Yeah, that's the problem, see, Rebecca, like this is where the band works well for people with such vast differences, because Mandy, who's in this group now, oh, someone stopped. Mandy, who's in this group now, her FTP is like 3.5 watts per kilo, so, you know, 200 watts. So this is where the elastic band helps her, for example. So she doesn't have to ride balls to the wall for an hour, simply. Let's try something. Have you had any rest in that time, Dan? Or has it just been like workout after workout? What I don't understand about this now. Hey Carol, hey Mo. What I don't understand is, how come, like, if I put out 5 watts per kilo, it holds me back, and it won't let me ride at the front and pull along. Hmm. 2 months. You may just be a slow adapter then. You might see the results come in the 3rd month. Now, a lot of people don't see results instantly. It may just be a case of that, because unless of course the FTP builder is not actually, you know, doing anything for you. Maybe the plans maybe the FTP builder is not actually pushing it. What mountain ride disaster? No, I definitely didn't see that. No, it wasn't in that, I think. How long ago was it? Now, wow, nice one, Dan. You can definitely have that target of sub-hour. That'd be a huge achievement. Hey, here we go. Downhill. The group comes back together. How hard do you want to do it once a week, Dan? I would not recommend you riding it flat out once a week, but you can definitely use it for your interval sessions, like do your interval sessions on the climb, but I would refrain from testing yourself on that climb all the time. Because eventually you'll stagnate and then you'll be demotivated by constantly riding the same climb and not actually seeing an improvement. Yeah, I reckon you could do a max effort tomorrow, yeah. What's the What was your TSS from today? Do you know? Do you know what your power was for that hour? Or rather, do you know what your power was for the whole climb? Because it'd be a good idea to look at the power you did for an hour of the Alp, and then have a look at what you'll do in the, like, do the ramp test, and whatever your power was for the hour today, it could be very similar to the result that you get in a ramp test. It might be, I'm just guessing. How long did that take you to do 105 TSS? Did that take you just over an hour? I know what's doing it. Mr. Hill, you did 52-minute climb and you had 100 TSS. So your FTP is actually higher than what it is then. Surely. Or at least you need to double check it. Because I reckon you'd be pretty close to a new FTP. No worries about that. Seems like it doesn't matter what power I push, I always end up doing the same in the same position here. I'll just keep riding 100 watts. It doesn't make a difference. It's a little bit messy, isn't it? The band. It's a little bit messy. Because like, it lets them go. They're saying that Jack is doing 7 watts per kilo. And so is Hunter. If you go on to Zwift.com, Dan, you go onto Zwift.com and you log in, you should be able to see your activities there, and you should be able to see the ride that you did, and it should tell you the TSS on that. Or even on the app. Well, actually, no, it won't tell you on the app, but it probably will tell you on Zwift.com. Yeah, eventually you'll get pulled though, Mike. Yeah, you have now. I think what it does, I don't know how it works exactly. Whether it stalls the ones at the front, and then it gradually pulls every one of us one by one up. Because I'm only doing 60 watts now, and I'm still getting pulled. But like, doesn't matter if I do it doesn't matter if I do 5 watts per kilo or 1 watt per kilo. And every time somebody freewheels, or if they have a power dropout, every time somebody has a power dropout, they get, we all get blocked like that. And Ryan, I think you're having power dropouts. I often see some 0 numbers with some riders. And I think that's what's causing the jaggedness. Like, it doesn't help when somebody has a dropout because you can't do anything about it. A dropout is a dropout. It's all your fault, Ryan. Joking, by the way. You just keep an eye on the right and look at the power numbers. So, if you have a spot, Ryan's gone to 0.0. Jack Llewellyn's on 0.4, so he's really close to a 0.0. Yeah, true. That's what we were just talking about, Bellap. We were talking about next time we'll do the same course, and we'll do it like this with no other riders on the course, and we'll switch the elastic band off, and then we'll all just ride. We'll try and ride together, stay in a draft, ride at like 2 watts per kilo. Maybe we can have 2 groups. Even if we have 2 groups of 10, you know, we can have like a 2 watt per kilo group and a 3 watt per kilo group, or 3.5 watt per kilo group, and then we could go like, we could, as a 10, we could ride, you know, leave the first group, go for 30 seconds, and then ride as a second group, and then it's like not a free for all, but you can attack up the hills, regroup at the top for your group. Or even if the ones in the 2 watt per kilo group wanted to give themselves a challenge and ride 2 watt per kilo, and then when we hit the climb, they try and bridge across. So that would be good. So Hunter's gone 0.0 flat. But now he's left him behind. Although he's coming back on now. Mind he's taking all the jerseys. Now, relative effort's not the same. Relative effort's not the same. So in theory, as long as your FTP is set correctly down, you can only manage at your maximal effort. So in other words, your maximal effort for an hour is your FTP, then you can only accumulate 100 TSS. So if you've done, like, relative effort on Strava is a little bit different, so that's why it's 225. There's probably no way of knowing them. Just trying to think. Have you got Google Chrome, Dan? If you get Google Chrome, there's a plug-in. There's like an extension you can download when you're on Google Chrome called Sauce, as in tomato ketchup, tomato sauce. Sauce for Strava, that's what it's called. And that'll allow you to break it down even more, and they'll have TSS on there, you'll have watts per kilo on there, all that sort of stuff. So it's free. That might be able to help you. Okay, it looks like the group is kind of bunged together again now. Yes, it does work, Michael. As far as I know, my mate from back west, he uses Sauce for Strava. He doesn't use Training Peaks, he doesn't use anything else. Elevate's good, but Sauce is even better for giving you the detailed analysis within I don't know if it works on Firefox. I don't know. Who owns Firefox? I love the numbers. Yes, Lord. What's that, DJ? I heard of that one. Ah, right, okay. Got it. I haven't had any chocolates. Ryan. I thought you were having chocolates. Okay, so it was 153. And how long was the ride, Dan? The whole ride, I mean, not the... Actually, have you got the... Have you downloaded Source, Dan? So if you go to Strava and you go to Analysis, the Analysis tab on that activity, what you can do is you can highlight the climb, highlight the effort on the climb, and then Source will tell you, in these little numbers, it'll tell you the TSS that you did for the climb itself. Oh, we're on a roll again now. Two hours, 2 minutes, and 153 TSS. That sounds okay. That sounds okay. So if you go to Analysis tab for that ride, you highlight the climb, and then it should tell you just above, you know, the graphs and everything. It should tell you. Source should tell you how much TSS you accumulated just for that section. This is amazing. We're actually troubleshooting so at 130 TSS in 93 minutes then. Am I correct? If I'm correct, okay. So if you now, like, look at the first part of that climb and just highlight 1 hour of that climb. So don't highlight the whole climb, just highlight 1 hour, 60 minutes of effort up that climb, and tell me what the TSS was for that 1 hour part. And we'll see what that is. Just a 1 hour section of the climb. $78 minutes. What do you mean, Dan? What do you mean, yes, that's it? Scott, it's taking over your life. You're not doing any cycling. Oh, 2 minute try at the hour mark, people. One hour was 81 TSS. Okay, that's not what I was expecting. I was kind of expecting it to be 100 or maybe a little bit more. But sounds like you paced it quite well. Who edits their own videos nowadays? Was that the best? So Dan, was that the best hour of that climb? Or, I tell you what you can do for me now. If you highlight from the top of the climb, so where your effort finished, if you drag and highlight an hour backwards, and see if that's any different. Yeah, that's correct, Mick. I thought you said you were flat out there. Do you think you could have gone harder? Maybe your FTP is set too high. If it was flat out, then you probably would have set 100 TSS in that hour. If it was flat out. And if your FTP was set right. Your FTP might be set slightly too high if you said it was flat out, but you only had about 80 TSS for an hour. That's just my observation. That's usually when you go slower, Jason. You know what I've seen from my experience of club cyclists, in particular, get on my way. Usually the faster you want to go in training, the slower you go when you actually mean to go fast. Yeah. We've got to get Scott a proper goal first. The downhill segment we need a training for. Nah, Jason, never judge your performance off speed. it's all relative. Unfortunately, we don't live in a world of speed anymore. The problem with speed is it's so like affected by outside conditions and climbs, so I've had 4 people contact me in the last 24 hours though for coaching, so I need to get Scott on board. He can answer my emails for me. Oh no, there'll always be time to ride. That's what I'm all about. Your legs might not have been burning because you might have been quite fresh. There we are though. Appreciate that, Scott. That's top bananas, that is. Yeah, that's a called DTSS there, Simon. That's probably bang on. Pretty close to it anyway. I think Jack MacArthur, who are doing 7-8 watts per kilo, I think they missed their call in. No, Jack's not using a power meter, so MacArthur's going well for a power meter. But they pulled away, look. Yeah, you'll have to pay for my picture though, Scott. You'll have to pay to have me on the mug. Yes, Q. You racing tomorrow, Q? Or are you having a day off? I was going to do a double race session tomorrow morning. I'm going to do the Frenchy Fusion, I think, goes up the Bigginsburg KOMs. And no worries, Q. And I was going to do Newbury Bellow, so 2 races. Yeah, that's the thing, Jason, like, you probably get caught up in that middle ground of like, because you want to ride fast for a long time, you obviously can't ride 180 beats per minute for a long time. So you ride at like 150, 160. But if you ride there, you'll just get very good at riding there. But I guarantee you, if you want to go faster, if you want to go faster on a 20-mile loop that's got a couple of climbs on it, get really good at riding very, very hard and then very, very easy. Very, very hard, very, very easy. Because when you get doing on, say if you're going out on that rolling route, you will be, the fastest way, believe it or not, is to go harder on the hills and then relax on the descents. So if you rode 170 beats per minute up the climbs and then 110 beats per minute on the descents, 170 on the climbs, 110 beats per minute on the descents, you'd get fast. You'd actually have a faster average speed than if you rode at 150 beats per minute up the hill and 150 beats per minute downhill. Oh! Ooh, damn, that's a huge difference. That's a huge difference in wattage there. So, yeah, like, well, why don't you try, tell you what, just try, very, very simply, and this is very basic, give it a couple of days and try doing the Alp, but try doing the reverse of that. So try riding 131 for 10-15 minutes, then step it up a level, then step it up level, and see if you can finish harder than 230 watts for that last bit. So imagine like you're rolling out a carpet, see if you can turn that on its head and see if you can ride harder at the end than you did at the start. Because it's very motivating to get faster and faster as you get closer to the finish. It's natural, because you're getting closer to the finish, you want to get there. And it's always horrible when, you know, you can feel the power fading away and you're dying. So try flipping it around. You might actually get extra watts just because you know you're finishing hard or harder than you started. Try that way around. Oh, cheers, Lord, I appreciate that. But yeah, particularly the PDF plans, people have had like a real good benefit from the kind of off the peg PDF plans that I created for different times of the year, and we're now on the summer sizzler, which is like £20 for 6 weeks. So you know, there's lots of stuff on there like troubleshooting, like how you can perform the intervals if you don't live in a hilly area, you know, how you can how each zone actually helps you. There's an actual graph there that'll break down. So if you're not using power and you're just using heart rate, or if you're not using either and you're just using perceived exertion, and then it'll tell you what each zone does as well. You know, what kind of changes it creates in the body, how it benefits you, and even, well, there's a calendar layout, so it's a lot easier to follow the sessions. I don't know how you guys find it. Rice cooker, like, people, you're not the only person to say that, by the way. Zone 2 on the road is really hard. I was fighting to keep it out of zone 3. I really don't understand that. I really don't, because I never have any problems with riding zone 2. It's actually harder to ride zone 3 for me, because I do actually have to think. I have to think, I've got to press on, I've got to keep pressing on, I've got to keep pressing on. So it's like, it always makes me wonder, like, how no worries, do it. Even things like, so something that I do with a training session that I use with a lot of riders that I coach, particularly who are quite new to cycling, is quite simply a ramped effort, and that's all the workout is. And it's just a 10 minute blocks, and some of them take 30 minutes, or 3 10-minute blocks, 30 minutes, then it goes up to 40 minutes, 50 minutes, 60 minutes, and it builds up the threshold the whole time. And what it teaches people is not so much, there's not so much massive gains to be made from it, but it just teaches people how an effort feels as it increases and as it steps up. It even goes as far as 70 minutes, one session, where you just go 70 minutes of just gradually increasing it over 7-10 minute blocks. And it teaches you kind of how to, not so much perfect pacing, because every pacing is different, but it teaches you how to regulate that effort as you go on. And it's even better in erg mode because you're forced to do it. Jack, you got a TSS of 85. Whoa, Jason. Only 2 days off in 61 days. That's a lot. 2 months and only 2 days off. It's a lot of riding. It's funny you say that, DJ, because I actually find the opposite now. What it's done is, what Zwifting for the last 9-10 weeks has done to my body is incredible. Like, I go out now on the bike and I literally don't freewheel anywhere. Riding 200 watts, which is borderline zone 1, zone 2 for me, is easy. Easy. Feels so much easier because of what I've been doing the last 9 weeks. Yeah, that's good, Sam, because it teaches as well how each zone is supposed to feel, Ah, right. I didn't understand that, Jason. So yeah, if you have a day off every week or so, then that's good. But I mean, not a lot of people have 2 days off in a row, unless they're ill or unless they just finish a big block and they just want to recover from it. Nothing wrong with it. Yeah, Mick, the thing with that is with that, Mick, you wouldn't do that outside, would you, really? You wouldn't go flat out from the gun outside, I mean. That's good, Jason. There's improvements. Obviously. Must be doing something right. So tomorrow morning we're going to be live from 8:30 and then live right the way through until 8:30, 11:30 roughly. So never stops, people. Never stops. Should have known me when I was in college, 10 years ago. I was up out the door, 5:30 on my bike, getting it done, just to get around today. Although debatable. I know, I can see Jack. I can see. Why is that? They were doing like 7-8 watts per kilo. Yes, people. Anyway, I'll see you. I'll see you in the morning. For some of you that want to watch the early stream, if not, you can catch the 10 o'clock stream, which is the same stream, but just a different race. So 8:30 or 10 o'clock, take your pick. But I will see you. I'll see you then. What's for dinner? Lasagna. Lasagna. See you in the morning. Sleep well.